Video 4 of 10, DeFi Kingdoms for Beginners series. Heroes, hero NFTs, and stats. That's what we're going over today. Last video, we talked about being mindlessly irresponsible with your money. Sending every last penny in that checking account right here into DeFi Kingdoms. Get up some jewel, buy up some jewel, go down to that tavern, buy up some heroes, send them questing, baby. Let's go. You can get some cheap heroes these days. Okay, today we're going to dig a little deeper into the heroes themselves. What makes heroes better than others? What makes them better at certain professions than others? Certain crafting professions than others? Okay, all right. If you come over here, we're on the map. On the left-hand side, you can see right here, you have a heroes tab. So guess what pops up? Boom. Okay, I'll zoom out. I'm a little zoomed in here. Okay, when you zoom out, you see the heroes. Upper right-hand side, you can search. Check. This is my prized hero. Some of these top heroes right here. These top 4 heroes are kind of my prized heroes. Especially this Perilous Journey Thief. It's a legendary thief, Perilous Journey, and he's a fisher. He's a really good fisher. You can see that fishing stat we talked about last time. Fishing is luck and agility. Okay, they look at luck and agility, but again, remember what I said. It doesn't matter too much. It does matter. Luck and agility. What makes a thief a very good fisher is that his leveling up every time he levels, he's got good chances of hitting luck and agility, both. If you look at the bottom of the card, this is the stats that he currently has. 58 luck, he's a monster, and 41 agility, baby. If you hit this arrow, it's the growth arrow. This is the chances every time he levels of hitting on that stat. Okay, just boom, hit or miss. Strength 58%, agility 70%. I'll zoom back in for you here. Okay, and look, so agility 70% chance to hit. That's pretty good. Luck 65% chance, not bad. Okay, and you combine those two, that's the fishing, that's what they look at. But again, remember what matters is even more so is this fishing stat and the fishing gene that he's a fisher, first of all, and then the stat gets built up. He's at 21.4. One of these guys, 21.7, this ninja, who are also great fishers. 85% chance to hit on agility and 60% chance to hit on luck. The ninja is the best fisher in the game. Okay, and the thief's right behind him. Okay, look at this thief. He's a fisher. Boom. Okay, love these guys. The archer right here, the archer is a great forager. This one's a forager, a mythic, Perilous Journey, monster, foraging archer. Foraging looks at intelligence and dex. That's what they look at every time he levels up. Intelligence, he's only got a 40% chance, but dex, he's got an 80% chance. Plus, I threw a crystal on this guy, and even, we'll talk about that later. So, but again, the stats only account for 1/3 of that leveling bonus that you get. So from when questing, what matters more is this foraging stat here. That's 2/3. So that's where I'm kind of saying, you just want to get started, buy those cheap floor heroes, follow the profession, no worries. Just build up that profession stat right here. And that just builds up RNG on its own. Doesn't matter what level the hero is, what stats the hero has, that just builds up on its own. Okay, now, as we dig deeper into these, notice down here, the secondary growth. So there's one role that this goes through when it levels. And we're going to talk about leveling a little more on the next video. And we're going to talk about summoning on the next video, baby. That's one of the most fun parts of the game. Okay, so, but there's one role every time this guy levels to hit on all these stats. He's got a 55% chance to hit on strength, a 70% chance on agility, 45% chance on endurance, wisdom, 35% chance. Dex, 55% chance. Vitality, 50% chance. Intelligence, 25% chance to hit, so not going to hit very often on intelligence. Luck, 65% chance. Then the card rarity matters. When that hero is summoned, when it is born, based off the rarity of the card, it gets bonus stats. So a common card, just a regular white common card, there's no bonus stats when it's born. On a uncommon card, which is green, he gets 2 extra totally random bonus stats. Totally random. Could fall on anything, could fall both on the same stat. 2 extra bonus stats when he's born. And then at every 5 levels, on the 5th level, when he goes from level 4 to level 5, he gets another 2 randomly chosen bonus stats on an uncommon. On a rare card, that's these blue cards, these are rare heroes. They get 4 bonus stats when they're born, and at level 5, level 10, level 15, level 20, same. It's 4 stats. A legendary, baby, gets 7 bonus stats when it's born, and then at level 5, level 10, level 15, level 20, and so on. All the way up to level 100 is the cap for these heroes, baby. And then mythics get 10 bonus stats and when they're born, and then on every single 5th level. So level 5, then at level 10, 10 bonus stats. That's the only thing that the rarity of the card plays into, but those stats are huge in this game. much of what's going on with these heroes, a lot, we got hero classes. We're about to go over that. But the stats, it's all about the stats. So much depends on the stats of the heroes. Okay, we're going to talk about the different classes of heroes here in just a second. But there's another interesting thing that's going to come into play for PvP and PvE combat, baby. And that is, so when you're looking at the back of these cards, it shows the stats, the profession, and the crafting professions. We'll get into that as well. You hit the growth stats. Okay, and the secondary growth, that's the subclass growth. So first, every time you level, it does a roll on each stat. He's got a 55, 70, and that's all class specific on the stat percentages here on the back of the card. Then on the secondary growth, this is the subclass. And you just take whatever the subclass's main class's growth stats are and divide it by 4. That's the subclass. So in this case, we've got a pirate subclass, baby. Okay, and so the pirate has a 70% chance to hit on strength. Well, it's got a 17.5% chance in the subclass. You divide that by 4. On agility, endurance, everything's just divided by 4. So he's only got a 20% chance to hit on wisdom and intelligence. That divided by 4, 5% chance if the pirate is the subclass. You got luck and dex. Okay, then you notice here we got a blue stat and a green stat. The green stat, you just right up front, right away, you get 2 bonus stats to the green stat, which in this case, it was luck. That's great. And then blue gives you a 2% stat growth on gained percentage is all it gives you. 2 percentage points on the primary stat, 4% on the secondary. So notice here, this 4%, it's better on the subclass. And then you can use stones, you can use crystals to help increase, especially the subclass growth is important. Okay, when you're using stones and crystals, that's another video. Okay, but that's kind of the basics of these first 2 things you can click down here at the bottom of the card. Then the next thing you see here at the bottom of the card are the ability genes. Okay, these we call them abilities. We call them, I call them abilities. There's people that call them different things. Genes. Okay, you can call them genes, whatever we want to call these. There's an active 1 and an active 2, and a passive 1 and a passive 2. These will come into play, and these are important. And this is what makes summoning so fun. We're going to hit on summoning more in detail on the next video. It's one of the most fun parts of the game. Okay, but on the active 1 and 2, we have, okay, so notice here in white, if it's in white, it's a basic ability. The active 1 and 2 stats are the same. So you can't, it's the same 8 potential basic abilities. Then there's 4 potential advanced abilities. So in green, baby, he's even got an advanced ability. It's in green. And this one is an advanced 4 ability called Hardened Shield. Up here, we got Critical Aim, which is a great basic ability. All these abilities are good, even the basic ones. And all the heroes in this game are good, even your basic heroes, like the Thief, Pirate, Archer. We're just about to hit on that right now. All heroes are good. All abilities are good, okay, in this game. All heroes, period, are good in this game. Okay, so, and it's the same with the abilities. But in the ability tree, it mimics the hero tree. So we have basic heroes, then we have advanced class heroes, and the basic heroes can summon together and create an advanced class hero, but it's very hard to do. Then the advanced class heroes can summon together and create an elite class hero. Then the 2 elite class heroes within an 8 hero tree, which I'm about to show you, the 2 elite heroes can summon together and create the exalted hero. And eventually on the hero classes, okay, in the description below is this third-party app, Born to Die 007, baby, DFK Quester. It's a phenomenal third-party app or website for this game. It's great. And up here, we just had Stronghold shut down Expert. We love Stronghold and Expert, but he's paying $600 a year, couldn't afford it anymore. So he passed off the DFK Expert website, baby. And so a lot of people, we still use his charts. He's got all these charts. Okay, we're going to go over this one. But first, let's see here. We want to look at, okay, right here, the hero summoning chart. Okay, so here are the classes of heroes. On the bottom, we have basic heroes. We've got the warrior and the knight. They can summon together, the warrior and the knight can summon together and make a paladin that's an advanced class. Okay, in the basic tier tree, we also have a thief pairs with the archer, and they summon together and get a dark knight. Okay, so this is a better picture here of the summoning tree. We got another tree being built out with these new realms that's been coming out, baby. So remember, we're going to have 4 total realms. We currently only have 2 total realms. One is on the DFKChain, their own blockchain, Crystal Veil. The other realm is currently on Klaytn. It was moved from Harmony, the original realm, Serendale. Okay, those are the two realms. Well, we're going to eventually have two more realms. When those come out, each realm brings about two new Gen 0 basic classes, heroes that then can summon, get those Gen 1s, you know, and then we'll eventually finalize this tree over here and create another exalted hero eventually that can then be summoned together with the other exalted hero and create a transcendent hero. And it's very hard to get an exalted hero, period. I can't imagine. We'll go over that here in a bit. Can't imagine how hard it's going to be to get that transcendent hero. Okay, so in the same way, we have this hero class tree here. Okay, and these two, this is the only way this works. A thief and an archer, only a thief and an archer can create a Dark Knight. And it's very small chances that a Dark Knight will come out. Same with the Paladin and the Dark Knight together can hit a Dragoon. And it has to be a Paladin and a Dark Knight. It's the only way we can get a Dragoon. Okay, over here, we got Priest Wizard creates a Summoner. Monk Pirate creates a Ninja. Then a Summoner and a Ninja can create a Sage, Exalted Hero. A Sage and a Dragoon, the Dread Knight. And we got Berserker and Seer from Crystal Vale. They're summoned together. They create a Shapeshifter, which is such a cool. All these heroes are so freaking cool. And the lore that's in this game and all the things they're doing to develop the game, it's so fun. It's just blows. Your head is just going to be spinning the more we dive deeper down this rabbit hole. It's so fun. Then on the new Serendale 2.0 launch, they came out with the Legionnaire and the Scholar. And that's going on after the Asian market out there. And then they can create a Bard, which is like a magical guy. And then the Shapeshifter and the Bard summoned together can create the Spellbow, which is a lot of people's favorite hero in the game. Exalted class. Okay, so just in the same way that those classes are summoned, the abilities on the back of the card, right down here in the middle in the genes, okay, when you summon two basic abilities together, basic 1 and basic 2, that can create an advanced 1 ability. Okay, but they have to line up on the active 1 or on the active 2. Active 1 and active 2 have the same 8 potential basic abilities. Okay, and then we have a passive 1 and a passive 2 ability tree. And the same thing. There's 8 abilities in the passive ability tree that are basic, 4 advanced, 2 exalted, or 2 elite, 1 exalted. That's how it works. Same thing. And when you get to the exalted ability or elite abilities on these things, in the actives, it's resurrection. So if one of your teammates dies, you can use that ability and resurrect your teammates, which is so hard to get these exalted abilities. Okay, and then he's resurrected at 50% life. Okay, on the passive side of things, passives are even better. What a lot of the gaming gurus are saying, passives are even better than the actives, but this will really play into the PvP part of the game. The passive 1, passive 2, the exalted ability on that one is you resurrect when you die with 50% health, put on cooldown. So awesome. And those are really valuable. So we have all these things here coming into play. You have class, you have subclass, you have rarity of the card, and you have these abilities. So when you're summoning, it's just like, ooh, finding these amazing matches is what makes it so fun. Okay, so those all these factors play a big role into the value of your NFT hero. Okay, you might strike out and still have just a basic ability or a basic hero or a common card, but maybe you hit on something good on these abilities, or maybe it's a good match with your subclass. There's so many, or maybe they're good crafters. That's a new thing. Crafting is so huge, going to be monstrous in this game. Okay, so there's all these, and it's a game changer. Crafting is a game changer. So having all these heroes, even if you have a hero that sucks at everything and is just no good at anything, you just send him questing, he's going to level this stat up and he'll be fine. He'll be a great quester for you. Okay. All heroes are good in this game. Okay. So one last thing on this video we're going to look at real quick is you can look at the recessive genes on these heroes. And this is, we're going to dive a little deeper on this in the summoning video, next video. But here on the recessive genes is important. So this is a thief. He's a thief. But when he's summoning, if you're summoning him with another hero, he's also in the recessives is an archer on the recessive 1. On the recessive 2, he's also an archer. And on the recessive 3, he's a priest. The way this works, okay, in a summon is this priest has only a 20% chance, goes up against this archer. The archer has an 80% chance to win. The priest's probably going to lose. Then this archer goes up against this archer, okay, or in this case, let's look at what this ninja's got in the recessive. He's a ninja primary class, recessive 1 warrior, recessive 2 warrior, recessive 3 priest. Okay, so The one on the right-hand side going this way, it only has a 20% chance to hit. So it does these rolls going when you summon. Then the warrior going this way has a 20% chance to hit here. And then the warrior here would go against the thief, the ninja, and have a 20% chance to hit. So those recessives could potentially make a huge difference in your summoning. And there's sites you can use when summoning. Okay, these NFTs, the DeFi Kingdoms NFTs, are the most, by the code. If you're a coder, you know how to look into the code of the NFTs. They are the most complex NFTs, period, ever made. And they keep making them more complex as time goes. And so everything in this game, all these things that we just went over about this hero, okay, all these stats and genes, they all have a recessive 1, recessive 2, and a recessive 3. So even your abilities have recessives, and even your blue stats and your green stat has recessives. Your visuals, so there's visual genes, and it's the same with the visual, the same summoning tree. And the visuals right now, it's purely aesthetic, but down the road, you never know. I think someday the visuals will come into play. A lot of people just, man, it's special to get like an elite visual, like an elite hair color. There's all these different visuals, right? We got gender. And by the way, when you're summoning together, male, female, doesn't matter. 2 males can summon together, 2 females can summon together, makes no difference. So up to this point in the game, the gender doesn't matter. Then we have the background. The background even has recessives. So this guy's desert, this guy's city, and you'll see in different aspects of the game, that even comes into play. Then the hairstyle. We have all the visuals, the hair color, the head appendage, the head appendage color, the back appendage color, the skin color, the eye color. All those things come into play in this game. Okay, but not yet, not the visuals. Okay, so everything has their main and then recessive. Okay, and then last one, you can, if a stone was used or tier bonuses in the summoning, that'll be back here on this last one. So these are the NFTs. I'm so excited to dive deeper into these NFTs in the summoning, and it can be profitable. It's really fun. This game, this is what a lot of people just degen into, is finding all these awesome pairs to summon together. And once you find those pairs, you can summon together. Ooh, it's so fun. And then those pairs, they make babies, and then you get more babies they can summon together when you're doing all these different summons. One of the most fun parts of the game. That is the hero NFT stats, and you know how complex these NFTs are. The code goes deep into these NFTs. There is also an element here at the top. There's 8 different elements. Those come into play for crafting, and I'm sure they'll come into play for other things. The backgrounds currently come into play, city, for duels, actually, believe it or not. Okay, and then the gender up to this point still doesn't matter, purely aesthetic. Okay, I think that gave us a pretty good rundown. When we're looking at these heroes and how they level, also what will be in the description below is this site with Born to Die 007. He's one of the most phenomenal devs I've ever seen of DFK Quester. Okay, and the first one that pops up is the profession chart by hero class. And all this means is, so we've got, again, the 4 professions: fishing, foraging, gardening, mining. And it tells you right here, fishing is luck and agility, foraging, intelligence and dex, gardening, wisdom and vitality, mining, strength and endurance. And what it does is, remember how I told you that the thief, look at where the thief is right here. The thief is the second best fisher. What this number here, 135 is, it's adding together. His luck is 65% chance of hitting every time he levels. That one stat. It's either hit or miss. You get 0 on luck or 1, and he's got 65% chance to hit the 1. Okay, on agility, it's 70% chance to hit on agility. Right here, you see it, fishing, luck, and agility. And it combines those 2 numbers, 70% chance and 65% chance, and that equals 135. That makes the thief, that's solid. Anytime you combine for 100, I would say is pretty good. That's kind of like what you want to find in your floor-ish level of being pretty good. Once you hit 110, 115, that gets really good. 120 is sort of the bar where they're really good, if they're 120 on anything or above, I would say. Notice up here, we got the Spellbow, who's just an absolute monster forager. And then we got some monster miners. The Sage and Paladin are monster gardeners. The Paladin and Dread Knight and Legionnaire and Dragoon and Dark Knight and Knight, Berserker and Warrior, they're all monster miners right there. The Dread Knight and Spellbow, monster foragers, but Sage, Summoner, Ninja, Dark Knight, they're great foragers. Archer and Bard, if you average out, when we look on the back of these cards, if you average out the percentages of leveling, the average stat is going to be a 50-50 roll. Now, obviously, it's not a 50-50 roll. Intelligence is a 25% chance. But if you average all these out, there's 8 total stats. 8 total stats. If you average them out, they all average out to about a 50% chance to hit, right at a 50% chance. With an advanced class, that's increased slightly. I want to say they all average out at 55% chance. So the average stat has a 55% chance of hitting, even though it's very different, of course. But if you add all these together and then divide it by 8, I think it's going to be 55 for an advanced class. For an elite class, that goes up even more to a 60% chance averaged out per stat. And then exalted class, that gets up to 65% chance on average per stat. So the exalted class, the elite classes, the advanced classes, that's part of what makes them worth more. Is that when they level, they've got a little bit better chances to be hitting on those stats. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes, like in my case, this thief is an absolute monster. I can take on most Dread Knights out there with this guy. Level 17, monster. And he's a fisher. It's great. It's one of the only professions, really, the thief is good at. He's by far is fishing. He's an okay forager. He's an okay miner. And he's a terrible gardener. Okay, so, but when we say that again, I think it gets a little overblown. Even if the worst profession hero in the game will still be good at questing. He'll still, because it's all about getting this stat. Now, as we get these heroes leveled up to this level of insane stats like this, that 1/3 stat weight carries so much more weight as we keep leveling up, right? So down the road, that really does play a significant role. But especially at this stage in the game, those heroes are so cheap. You get those floor heroes, you just send them questing, you'll do fine. When you're talking PvP monsters, there's a lot of different factors that come into play. The classes all come into play. And each, on top of the abilities here that we see on the back of the card and the stats, we have the hero class, okay? And the hero class has its own hero class specific abilities for combat and PvE. And that is crazy. We'll talk more about that on the combat video, but I'd have to do so much. It's so in-depth and so fun, but also easy to play. You can get in there and play. It's easy. Figure it out. But for the pros that want to really get good at this game, just like anybody can sit down and play chess, and it can be fun. No big deal. You're talking with your buddy. No big deal. Whip out the chess game. You have those pieces. You put them down. Let's play. Don't got to think about it too much, do you? Right? With chess? Not really, unless you want to be hardcore competitive, baby. And then we got all different levels of chess players in the world. And that is a vast range of ability, right? From casual playing to hardcore. I think that's just how this game will be. It'll still be fun to play, to do combat and PvP and PvE. That it'll also help boost your hero stats and hero XP and level. Things like this guy's about to be level 18, baby. Okay. And, you know, you just get in there and play quick and easy, no biggie. Or if you want to get real hardcore and be a pro and go participate in all these hardcore tournaments, you can do that too and just go nuts with this thing. And believe me, the rabbit hole goes deep. So it can be more simple. You don't want to spend a ton of time playing this game all the time. Or you can just really go deep down that rabbit hole. If you want to keep it simple, buy up some Jewel, buy up some, you know, we started talking a little bit about getting bots on the last video. You can get bots. They'll quest your heroes. It's like ROI all day long on getting these heroes. You don't have to put too much time and attention into the game. Get in those gardens. If you're a DeFi junkie, buy some heroes, get some bots, boom. Or you can get all hardcore and summon and do all this crazy stuff. That's what's so beautiful about this game. There's so many dynamic dimensions that come into play with this game. I love it. Crypto Grady out. The next video, we're going to be talking about hero leveling and summoning. Love you guys. Crypto Grady.